take some time. So give a few seconds to catch up. Okay, so we're going live. It's the 22nd of December. We're closing in on Christmas and stuff. So Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy New Year's, and if whatever you celebrate, enjoy that. I'm not trying to insult anybody's religion or anything like that. This one's going to be about writing because I'm about to start kicking into writing again, probably in January. Um, exactly when I don't know. I finished writing The Robber and the Thief and kind of sidelined, side burner, back burner the rest. I wrote on. I finished The Robber and the Thief. I even got to the third edition and got it done. And so I had ideas for the Keep Christerian, the Underwoods, and It Came and Went. And they were so intertwined with everything that's going on with the robber and the thief and everything that's going on in Unia, and so I needed to write them at the same time to make sure that there were no plot holes. So I was writing three novels at the same time, um, one of which was a choose your own adventure. Well, it still is. Um, but I've been doing. I mean, as far as writing goes, you have to. What I found is it doesn't even really matter how much you read. You need to have a pretty good vocabulary, and if nothing else, you need to be able to access the thesaurus easily and yada yada yada. I was reading about like I didn't know what the average numbers for how many words per day was average. I was knocking out like about 6,000. I mean, it depends on the day. Sometimes it depends on the day. Sometimes I'd work really hard and I'd get like a lot done. So I started looking up like what the famous people were doing. They're doing like 5,000, 6,000. I think Michael Crichton was doing like 10,000, and they would give like they're giving advice um, on the different people. Hey, what's going on, man? My day is going good. How about yourself? It's been snowy here. It's rather cold, but no, it's going good. Hope you're doing well also. I'm just talking about writing and stuff for this time around. I'm about to start writing again on my stories. So I started writing on The Robber and the Thief, and I had that going and all that stuff. And I had to work on those other three stories to make sure there were no plot holes. And so I wanted the Underwoods to be about 90,000 words. That's good, man. That's really good. Any news? Anything to share? I wanted the Underwoods to be about 9,000 words. I wanted the Keep Christerian to be about 180,000 words, and I wanted the It Came and Went to be a very short story to kind of finish up the core Indian Tales. I wanted to be about 45,000 words because I think they said like Moby Dick and a few others are that. But back to what I was saying, Michael Crichton was talking about how um, they gave doing like Anne Rice gave. Everyone had to go. Have a good day. Yeah, you too, man. Take care. No, not a crackhead. Pothead. Sorry. I got a little blowtorch though, because my mom is the shit, and she got me a little blowtorch little thing, and she got me this for one Christmas. She actually it was left at her house. Somebody, one of our relatives, must have stayed at her house while she was gone, and they stashed it in her drawer. So when she's like, I got a present for you for Christmas. It was like a year or two ago. Crackhead status. You don't have to stay. So, anyways, she's like she when she gave me the present, it was wrapped, and she's like, I want to see your face when you open this. And I opened it. I thought she was no, not drugs, never. Who would ever do drugs? I dare to say no. So, anyways, uh, I opened up. I thought she'd got me like a brand new pipe. I was like, dude, my mom's the shit. But turns out someone had left it at her place, and so I just like she's like, that's not yours. I'm like, I would never leave drugs at your place, mom. I would never leave a pipe. No, I don't know who did this, but it's not me. But I'll take it. And she's like, okay. And so like I didn't know who smoked what out of it, so I just boiled the shit out of it until it was sterile. And yeah, that's how I clean it out from time to time. I just got finished cleaning it out, and it hits really well. It's a good pipe. So I was looking at the different things about like different writers, Anne Rice and things like that. Yeah, it's all good. I mean, anybody can feel how they want to feel. People have opinions, and I mean, if you don't like my lifestyle, that's fine. I don't care. You know, I don't have to like your lifestyle either. I probably would go through your stuff and probably find a lot of things I don't like, but I wouldn't get in your face about them. That's the difference. I would just go, okay, cool. You know, whatever. I don't care. I just don't care. And I don't care what you have to say about my shit because I mean, yeah, I'm a drug addict because I've said this before. I'm an opiate addict, recovery. Um, I'm no longer taking opiates. I was prescribed opiates. I was prescribed OxyContin, oxycodone, tramadol. Okay, so I had 230 oxy when I got off of them. He boiled it. That's drug addicts. That I boiled the pipe so that I didn't smoke someone else's like meth that they were smoking in this. I sterilized it. That's why I boiled it. That's not drug addicts. That's wanting to not smoke someone else's like crack or like medical herbs or something. Yeah, I've got a med card. I actually don't. I've never gotten the munchies. I've never got. I've been smoking since I was 14, and I'm 48, and I have never gotten the munchies. I only get the munchies when I get drunk. So yeah, weed. I got two kinds here. I got this one right here, which is a fairly powerful one called electric peanut butter, and then I got this one, which is a pretty decent one, and I think this one's called donkey butter or something like that. I don't know, but the electric peanut butter is really good. Like I said, I got a med card, and so there's a place around here, Green Farm, and they have a med side, so I love to go there because like when I get a discount, I don't have to pay that. Like, there's a 10% sales tax on top of the 6% excise tax, and I don't have to pay that shit. Or it's the other way around. I don't have to pay the 10% because I've got a med card. So and then on top of that, I get to the med side, and the med side is more consistent. It's more. I mean, if it's like 26%, it's gonna be 26%. Like they're gonna like the bigger, better buds go to the med side where it's guaranteed to. You know what I mean? It's gonna be guaranteed. Whereas like the trim and stuff, it's gonna be more on the rec side. I pay less and I get better, and it's within a bus ride from here. So I mean that's sweet. But so I was reading about like the different authors. I'd never written. I'd written a short story. I'd written a book on poetry and artwork and stuff like that. I'd done release those, and then I'd released a couple other things, um, mostly music though. And I'd written some stories and some plays and screenplays, but I don't know anything about that stuff. I really don't read very much aside from like the Bible. I read Robin Hood. I read Mark Langan Sing Backwards and Weep. Not too much else. I mean, I read, but I just don't like it. Usually puts me to sleep. Um, so I've had these ideas going through my head. I really like Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones type stuff, Wizards and Warriors, Dungeons and Dragons type things, and so I wanted to make my own world, and so I went ahead and did. Especially like I started building it, but then when my sister released her book, she actually has a nonfiction book. This is supposed to be fun. Her name is Maisha Battle. She's a sex therapist, sexologist, and she's been featured in the Oprah Winfrey magazine. She's been in San Francisco Times. The book actually has a whole long list of stuff that she's been in. Very, very smart kid. I love my sister. She's awesome. So, um, but her right, she came up here to stay in one of our cousins' cabins, so she'd have some time just to write. And so when she was up here, I went out and talked to her, like, what, she's like, oh, I'm writing a book. I'm like, that's fucking cool, man. You're signed. It's like, yeah, it's getting published. I'm like, that's really cool. And I was like, you know what? I ought to just go. I've been talking about doing it for a couple of years. I ought to do it. And I went ahead and knocked out my book. And when I knocked out that book, like all these other ideas came out. So I decided to write, those other three stories at the same time. And no one was really kind of paying. By the time I was getting to the other three stories, it was like 2023. And Robber and the Thief had been out since like 2021, and really no one was really paying attention. But it was only in PDF format, and I don't really have any way to market it. And I'm like, what? When I finish these other three, what's going to happen? The same thing. And I really don't. I mean, it was a pretty laborious thing to write a whole novel. Wick rather than torch. I would love to use my lighter here, but like all my lighters are out. Oh shit! I have another lighter that's in my backpack. I didn't want to be out and about and not have a lighter, so I could smoke a joint when I'm out and about. Of course, that's illegal, so I would never do that. I would never. What I mean, walking around with a backpack. Why would I do that? That wick fiber? You mean like a Zippo type thing? Dude, salvia. I've thought about it. I've actually wouldn't mind kind of giving it a shot, but I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't. I've seen some of the trips and shit, and it's just kind of like that might be right up my alley, or it might be god awful because I do suffer from panic attacks. I guess I could take a couple of clonazepam before, like take two clonazepam before and then do it, like make sure they nice and kick in. So I'm like, yeah, I'm ready for liftoff. Buckle me in, Captain. I'm ready to fly. I want to do some DMT or ayahuasca. Would rather do ayahuasca because that's it's not as hard and it lasts. Like I'm into being fucked up for a long time. I'm all for like spending all day tripping. I don't give a shit. I fucking hate reality. So I love like looking at reality in weird glasses. You know what I mean? It's just great. That's why I smoke a lot of shit, and that's why whatever. I don't know, but with writing, man, it's just like I said, it's opened up some pathways in my head. I've got a couple of like routines I do for writing that I don't want to talk too much about it because I don't want to like encourage anybody to do anything. But one of the things I do is I do take a Nariva because it's supposed to help with brain function, and it helps you tie together a lot of stuff. And that's really helpful to keeping like when the story's going and you can keep like the whole story straight. As far as like the robber and the thief, I wrote it out almost like a list of events first, and that's with Michael Crichton. What I was looking on there, they had Anne Rice's, and they had like a bunch of people like how many letters, how many words they would type per day, like their average, and then they also would have like a quote from them, like some advice. And I don't remember Anne Rice's, but I do remember Michael Crichton's. He's like the key to writing is rewriting, and I didn't get it at first. And then, like as I was rereading through The Robber and the Thief to see what was wrong, I mean, to see where my mistakes were, I was like, oh yeah, this sucks. That's terrible. That could be worded better. I can expand on this for a little while. I mean, I could actually that would be. I've had some ideas about that. I can keep going there. Yeah, I mean, you keep going in certain places. And then you back off of certain other places. You tighten up the language of certain other places. Someone else was advising that you read it out loud when you're done, so that way it sounds natural. It comes off like you're actually, I mean, like a conversation would. Because sometimes a conversation, I mean, the writing of it looks and feels awesome, and I know this from experience. It looks and it's like, yes, that's a great sentence, and then you go to say it, and it's like that is garbagey gookity guck. It won't come out like if you were someone reading it and actually saying it, it just wouldn't work. Hemp wick. You were hardcore on this wick, man. You want me to get on this wick, don't you? Are you John? Is that your first name? Is this because is this about the dog? I didn't mean to do it, dude. I swear I didn't. I didn't know it was your dog, John. I promise I didn't. I didn't. Oh fuck! Of course it was your dog. Oh no. Fuck! And now he's here. He knows where I'm at. Shit! Too many Wick references there, man. It's just that's how you gave yourself away. And I think that's the point. Am I gonna get a knock on the door here in a second? If it's someone knock, wouldn't you freak out? Like, oh shit, we're gonna watch a murder. Oh shit, he's gonna live stream his own death. This is gonna be good. I picked the right day to watch this idiot. Someone's finally gonna take him the fuck out. Why does your voice sound like that? Because I've been singing, and I sing for a couple bands, and here recently, like with Troth, our new band, it's a lot heavier, and so there's a lot of like screaming. So I blew up my voice, and the smoking is not helping it to you come back quickly. So I'm having to like gargle salt water, and then also like Ludens and stuff like that. It'd probably be well. That's the cool thing about going to stay at my mom's is like 2 days off of smoking, and it starts coming back like almost to perfect. And I'm gonna be staying at her house probably till like maybe Christmas Day, and she doesn't smoke, and I don't want to be smoking at her place, and so I do it to stay off my tramadol, but I can take 6 a day, but I'm down to like three. I'll probably just go back to 6 a day for like the 2 3 days I'm out there, and then just come back to the regular shit. So don't smoke to get it back. I am. I've already got some oil that's already in there. I trust me. I know my shit. Um, I've got oil in there for I make canna oil, and my caretaker she sells me bud, and I use that bud to make pot oil, coconut oil, butter, all that other stuff, and I eat. But right now, I was 230 pounds. I am right now with clothes on over the last 9 months. I'm now down to no, yeah, 9 months. I'm down to 179 dressed. So I want to get down to it's a vein sure. I want to get down to about 170, and then or around like 175. So we have 4 more pounds. That ain't too far. I'm exercising every day. I'm eating right and doing shit. I'm doing my shit. It's coming down steady. Um, so when I get about 4 or 5 more pounds under me, where I'm like weighing 175 dressed, I'll be happy with who I am and what I am. You know what I mean? 'Cause especially from 230, I'm gonna be like, oh yeah. I weigh less than I did in high school. I ain't getting older. I'm getting better, baby. Um, and so at that point in time, I'll fully take back up eating. I was only eating, um, and that was it was actually causing a little bit with the coconut oil. I had to switch to olive oil because the coconut oil was raising my cholesterol. It's just high in saturated fat. That's why it works so well. But if you get actual olive oil, that's real olive oil, extra virgin, it's got about the same amount, but it doesn't do as much damage. Um, it's healthier, but it's better for savory stuff. And I mean, whereas coconut's better for like desserts, like brownies and that kind of stuff. I'm on it. I'm on it. I'm on it. It's coming back. I mean, again, like I said, 2 days off of smoking, which I'm going to be at my mom's house for like 2 days for Christmas and stuff. So my voice will be better. But right now, especially when I go like loud, it's like I guess I'll sound like Steve-O. You know what I mean? Hey, right on, dude. I gotta work on my Steve-O while I got this voice going like this. So I can go, yeah, dude. Farthest you went for the band because you said you were in a band, right? Yeah, I'm signed out of Boston, Blue Effects Records. My band is Gearedma. I've got 4 albums from before I was signed on my channel, on this channel. I've got my book on this channel in audiobook format, which you can follow. It follows with the map, follows along as the story's going. It follows with the map that I drew for Unia. Um, there's an album from my band Dumb. There's now some music from my band Troth with Mike Nova. That's some of the best stuff I've ever done in my life, dude. It was actually one of the songs I did with Mike Nova that was one of the first songs we did before we decided to make a band um, that got me signed. It was The Suffering was the name of the song. And so, yeah, I've been on the radio. They played me in Australia. They played me in UK. I've been played um, around the world. They've got Spotify, Bandcamp, all that shit. And then the YouTube that I have has like all my stuff before I was signed. And then SoundClick has 6 albums that I had before I was signed. There's only 4 albums before I was signed on YouTube. I only did full videos for those. Um, the other albums are on SoundClick. They're all free. You can have them. I don't give a shit. I want some. I want an audience. I don't give a fuck about money. I never have. I've never cared about money. I don't give a fuck about money. It's on SoundClick. If you look up Gearedma, there's 6 albums, and they're all name your price. And I specifically say 0 is fine. 0 is fine. I don't care. I mean, I'm doing all the production. I'm playing all the instruments. I'm doing all the mixing. I'm doing all the mastering. It's not the best music. It's not the best mix job. It's not the best mastering job. I'm getting better now. Like I've been self-taught this whole time, and I'm finally to a point where I'm understanding a bit of what I'm doing. Star Wars because your shirt looks like it's Chewbacca. Yeah, man. I do like Star Wars. I was young when the first three came out. Chewbacca. Yeah. I don't know if you're familiar with that song. Chewbacca. But no, I remember going to the theaters when four came out, and we go in. It was the first one I've ever seen of Star Wars, and I'm like, and as the screen's rolling, and like it says like episode four, and I'm like episode four. What happened to part one? My brother's like, shh. What's one? Where's one, two, and three? And shh. But I don't know how. What the fuck? And the next time I'm like, oh, never mind. I'm in. I'm good. I remember watching Return of the Jedi, and then they had the. Remember, did you guys have those Scholastic book fairs? They had a Return of the Jedi book, and so I was like, fuck yeah. But back then, like, it took so long for films to get from the theater to the movie store, like the video rental place. It took forever because they put them in the theater for like a long run. It wasn't like it is now, and of course, there's no streaming services, and you definitely weren't going to get it on TV with like the TV with commercials. You're going to get like old fucking movies. You're not going to get nothing new. And so I ordered the Return of the Jedi books. I'd already seen the movie in the theater, but Lucas was like, "Fuck no, none of those books, anything like that, were going to go out until Return of the Jedi was out of the theaters, and that thing was on a long run. So I had to say, like, all my friends got their books. I just had to sit there and wait for my Return of the Jedi book to come. But when it finally came, because like a lot of my friends hadn't seen it, and I was explaining the whole story. And that's why they didn't want to see it, because I'd been like, and this is what happens, and then Luke comes around, and this was him saying, and I'm gonna color this later. You know what I mean? Those are not little Wookiees. They sing a cool song at the end. One of the funniest things that we opened for this band. I can't remember what the name was, but Sublimation was our band, and we were opening for this other band, and they did that Jawa Chipapa Joa, that song at the end of hey man, take it easy. Appreciate the well wishes on the voice. Um, but yeah, no, they did cover that song. That was really cool. I was like, no fucking way, you guys covered the fucking Ewok song. Now, if you had done the Canteen song, I would have lost my shit. But no, the Ewok song, that's damn good. I gotta commend you on that. Uh, yeah, I gotta switch it from selected peanut butter to go to the weaker one. I keep forgetting that I got two kinds. Got the electric peanut butter, which will kick my ass, and the little bit weaker one. It just kind of reminded me though. Hey, buddy, it's like your 34th bowl of electric peanut butter. It is, isn't it? But we already started it. Might as well finish it. I ain't dumping you out. So as far as writing, I mean, if anyone's interested out there, I mean, this is I'm by no means a professional at any of this shit. So even if I were given instructions and whatever on how to mix and master music, which I do, kind of for a living, it would just be suggestions. And this is like kind of how I did mine. And so I'm just kind of going through that and kind of giving some ideas. A couple things I learned about, like when you get writer's block, it's often because you're getting in the way. You're trying to make the story do something, you know, where you just let the story if you let the story be alive, it'll kind of tell you what's happening and what's going and what needs to go where. It's kind of like the same thing with music. If you, as you're listening to music, as you're writing it, turns out you're not writing it, you're learning it. Because if you listen to it, like, okay, if you get a feel of how many times it should repeat, like this certain, like, no, 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 okay, we don't want to repeat that more than like 4 times. You know, you get a feeling. So I'm not writing it, I'm learning the song. Especially like it doesn't feel right. Maybe we should do it like 3 times. You know what I mean? That it's got a feeling already to it. How does it already have a feeling to it? That's like some quantum entanglement shit. Like you're hearing it at its finished stage. So therefore, you're learning the fucking song. You're not writing the song. You're learning it from the future when you play it, and it sounds fucking great. That's the way I look at it, anyways. And so if you look at writing in that similar kind of way, when you get to like a place where you're blocked, another thing that I found was like there's a character in there. I couldn't figure out what to do with him. His shadow name, he was a thief, and his shadow's name was Wrathclaw. And so I was trying to figure out what he was, who he was, I had the name. Like I said, I didn't. I mean, so I thought it was a good idea. It sounds kind of like it could have been a chick, you know. I mean, like, there's no like a woman scorned, so it could have been like her, you know. What I mean, it could have been a woman, it could have been a guy. I'm trying to figure out what the fuck it is, and I couldn't figure out what I wanted it to be. And so what I did it was end up. I was like, I can't figure out what I want it to be, but I can figure out what I don't want it to be. I started going through a list of what I don't want it to be, and that helped me narrow out. You know what I mean? It's not this, not an immortal creature. It's not these things, and so you start coming down and focusing what it actually what it is. It starts telling me what it is. 'Cause I know that it's not this. It's not that. Not this. Does have the you know what I mean? And once you start doing that, you start figuring like what it does have, what this character does have. Another thing for characters I found is pretty cool is to amalgamize people that you see around the world. Just pay attention to like little things like ticks. Like when someone says something, you know, what I mean, like he said while brushing his eyebrow. You know what I mean? Instead of just he said. You know what I mean? And like after like the fourth or fifth time, like why do you do that? You know, and then you come up with a reason, right into a reason. Why do I do what? You know, he doesn't even know as he does it. You know, these things are humanizing of the character. Just watch people's, persona. Sometimes, like, if I know the person, um, I can kind of loosely throw together for Dungeons and Dragons terms, I can throw together a character sheet to write from. But if I don't know them, I can just say, like, I can read people pretty well. And if nothing else, for the situation I need. You know what I mean? Almost like casting for a movie. You know what I mean? If I see somebody, like, you look like you'd be like a fucking, kind of like not like a terrorist, kind of like a almost bad guy, but still kind of like a, you're still decent, but man, are you shady? You know what I mean? That's what, yeah, and it doesn't have to fit them at all. They might be like the sweetest person in the world, but for this world that you're seeing them, you know, give them a suitcase. You know what I mean? You start visualizing them with different shit, visualizing the houses and the stuff in different locations and things like that, and just kind of. I have my mom is a architect. My dad's an engineer, so my mind works in both of those ways pretty well, pretty hand in hand. So I can overlay on top of reality. I mean, I know it's not real. That's the good thing is I know it's not real, but I can like imagine things. Like when I went and stayed at Camp Minnesota. I don't know what it was. It's just something like it's a Misogany, Camp Misogany out in oh, now that's gonna get me. But it's not too far. It's about an hour and a half from here. We did a family reunion there for a week, and yeah, it was a really cool trip. But like when I got there, I couldn't help but notice that the exact layout, if you were to mirror it, flip it the other direction, because if it had been on a lake, it would be exactly what I saw in my head, as because they had like all these little cabins for like they had like 3 and 4 room cabins for people to stay in. It was like a row, almost like a little village, and there were a bunch of different little villages like that. And if you were to flip the direction of it, I was looking at it, if you change it to like medieval time, like thatched roofs and stuff like that. As I was walking towards the dinner hall, I was like, this is fucking Morrington from my story, dude. There's even a lake like right there. Holy shit! And I was like, by that means, then the farm and I would look down there, and there's like a horse ranch. They had horses, and in my story, where my character's house should be down there outside the city, they had a horse ranch. It was fucking crazy. And but in my story, my guy had a farm. I'm like, holy shit, this is nuts. This is crazy because the story was already done. I'd never been there, and so as I was walking, I'm like walking through fucking Morrington. If I could just put like hay on the top of these houses, it would look, and I'm gonna make them look whatever more medieval. This is fucking Morrington. After that, I was just like walking around, kind of like oh shit, this is cool. And I got to start imagining like all the stuff changing and stuff. Like this could be like the market square, that a big open field. I was like, oh, I could see like this is like the festival arena area, and blah 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 blah. Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, it was really cool. They had an outdoor chapel. I was like, oh yeah, this is Morrington. It's a mirror image of Morrington, and it's like more futuristic. But holy shit, this is Morrington. And compared to Argus, this would be a little tiny little hick town, exactly like I described it. Fuck, this is just crazy. Like shit like that is just crazy. Like I said, while I was writing, I was just letting it just things go, and like I'd have the TV or something like that on, or usually music, and as I'm typing, a song would like switch over to a new, have it on. I like to have it on random, on shuffle, and so I've got like over 100 hours of music, and so I just hit everything. I just load everything into my player and just hit shuffle. And if I hit something I don't like, I just click next, and so I'll be typing, and all of a sudden, I'll be like, well, and then like, well, what the fuck? Okay, and, blah, 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 blah. And today, like, what the fuck is going? You know what I mean? The songs would change, but it would still be like, as I'm typing a word, the person would be singing. It was fucking crazy. It was really fucking crazy. To the point, even sometimes my fiance at the time, she would like scream something out, like, "Hey, babe, can you like whatever?" And I'm like just typing something like it's exactly what I was typing. What the fuck is going on? This is crazy. This is crazy, man. But yeah, like I said, I put a post up on Uni. I was like writing these novels has forever changed me, and fortunately, I can never go back. It's just I see the whole world totally different now, man. It's weird. It's really weird. I highly recommend writing, even if you're just journaling. You know what I mean? Just get some stuff out. It's kind of like this blogging. I don't expect anybody to tune in or whatever or give a shit to what I have to say, but I'm just kind of journaling myself and what the adventures I took on the way to writing these books and how I did everything. I mean, I do, like I said, I've got like 11 albums out available. I have a novel, I've got a short story, all those things are out available for free. And I mean, like, who knows if I pass? I mean, I've got atrial fibrillation, I got whatever. Edgar Allan Poe, he really wasn't, he died penniless in his time. But like, I'm not by what I'm saying is that someone may stumble upon my work later on. It's digital now. Now it's uploaded. It can last forever as long as there's energy. As long as the power's on, it can last forever. And like I said, I have a stroke tonight before fucking Christmas. You know what I mean? And just ruin my family's Christmas completely. But then they start finding all these things, where I've been blogging, and they're like, oh shit, it's almost like and a lot of them haven't even listened to a lot of my music. A lot of my family hasn't listened to my music or read my novel or any of that shit. So, um, the owner of Blue Effects, Ian James, his wife, curates Longfellow. Is it Longfellow? Walden. Walden and somebody else. It's a Boston area, New England area writer. But she curates stuff, and they find like letters from him and stuff like that, and from these guys. And she's a professor actually. She has a degree, but she read my book and she really liked it. So that was really cool. That was a good validation on there because I mean she is actually reading hardcore people. She's like, for your first novel, well done. I was like, well, thanks, because yeah, and she only read the first edition. She hasn't read the third edition or seen with the map and stuff. So, anyways, how's everybody doing, man? How you guys enjoying your holidays and stuff? Anybody got anything to say out there? Or just quiet in TV land? You just watching today? We interacting? Perverts, freaking heathens, freaking what are those called? It would be a peeping tom because I actually have my window open, so I'd be more voyeuristic than you'd be the. I don't know. I'm trying to find a good. For some reason, my brain is not working so well to find the word I'm looking for. I couldn't. I don't. I don't. I don't know why that is. I don't know. It's a mystery, really. The funny thing is, I'm like every time I come up with like the word peeping tom, it's like peeping. No, it's not peeping tom. Then you like go another 5 minutes or so, and like peeping. No, it's not peeping tom. It's not the was. What is the word I'm looking for? Fuck it. I started this broadcast. I guess I'm the voyeur. Fuck it. I have a story called whore, and it's about this guy, and he is like internet famous, and like his thing is like he's like a ladies man type guy, and so he goes up to chicks, and and he's kind of teaching people at home how to hook up with chicks, and so he does rather well, and he actually he's got a following and stuff, and there's a guy that's with it. He's got a secondary camera. It's like his best friend is his secondary camera, and so he's hitting on this girl, and she's receptive, and so they're having drinks and stuff and talking, and his phone keeps going off, and he keeps checking it and stuff. And she's like, "Yeah, you obviously seem busy, you know what I mean? So I'm just gonna head out." And he's like, "Oh no, I mean it's just like, I need to do this." And it's like, "You need?" And like, "Yeah, I'm kind of like internet famous." And she's like, "Oh, yeah, I mean you do like?" And he's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Oh, so you're basically a whore." He's like, "No." So when people call, you have to like answer, and I mean you're constantly checking your phone. I mean they're calling. That makes you kind of like a call. Like no, I'm not. And like okay, whatever, dude. Well, enjoy not being a whore. And she like walks off, and it's like the friends like cracking up and like oh he comes out and it's like we gotta we're not gonna use that, but don't let it get you down because when you get shot down because he does get shot down, but it's not about getting shot down. It's about how persistent you are. It's what you kind of try and say, and that just kind of strikes him to the core a little bit, and it kind of throws him off his shit. And eventually, he starts getting back into his shit, and then he does realize it. He's like, after he does like a broadcast, he's like, yeah, so blah 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 blah, and I, damn it, I'm a whore. Damn it, I'm a whore. I don't because got to bring up the like, hey everybody, and guess I'm gonna have some ramen noodles or something. Because nobody wants to tune in to like, hi, today sucks. I don't know. Some people probably would. They probably would. I'm sure there's probably like a self-loathing channel out there somewhere. There's a whole community of self-loathers that are self-helping. If you can't hate yourself enough, we'll help you. Because trust me, you suck just like me. Come on over. Come on over. God damn it, slow down. It's snowy out there. You're gonna slide right the fuck in my house. That's a curve in the road, and you're just gunning your car through the curve, you asshole. And a fucking two wheeler, not two. It's a rear wheeler. Might even been a front wheel drive. I don't know. That thing did not. It was not cut for snow. I love the snow, man. But that's because I don't have to get out in it, and it's just beautiful to watch it come down and stay in here. Look at my little fireplace. I got my little fireplace right there. It ain't real. This is awesome. This is damn fireplace. Anytime I need it. Heater. Got my computer out here. Got a guitar. I got a recording studio out here. I got a recording studio in my bedroom. I got a recording studio in the studio. Like this, the actual recording studio is back there. So I can like pretty much any room in this house I can record in. It's fucking sweet. But yeah. Some people joining in and heading out and joining in and heading out. Can't even say hi. What a world. What a world. Merry Christmas. Nothing. I don't know. Are you the same silent watcher that's always watching? And who are you? Who's watching now? Say something. Why do you watch this? This is nothing. This is not even interesting. Why would you watch this? This is stupid. I'm just getting stoned and talking about writing books and stuff. I'm not even fucking signed, so there's no reason for anybody to listen to my shit. I just do these just to like talk about stuff. I don't know why people even tune in. It's ridiculous. But yeah. So I'm gonna get back to writing, but there's certain things like I just have to do to write to get into the mood to write, and I'm getting in the mood to write, and I'm almost there. I really want to finish the Underwoods first because if anything happens with the robber and the thief, like it picks up, they're gonna want to see like if I have anything else, and I'm of course gonna hand over the other three books. But I wanted to go the robber and the thief, Underwoods, Keep Rysterian. It came and went. I have a very specific reason why, because the Underwoods is not as good of a story as the other two, and but it's kind of deep. Like I said, the way that it's written, like I said, kind of the way that life is. You start out by telling your own story, things get too busy, and basically life is telling your story for you. And at the end, people are reading just the best words about you over your fucking grave. People that don't even know you. These cold, stony words that leave out so much of the shit that actually was you. And just only like, well, he was a good guy, and he just did. Even the most bastardly asshole, when they're putting him in the ground, they don't ever say this dude's a piece of shit and he's definitely going to hell. You know what I mean? They don't say that because the family wouldn't want to hear that. You know, why you bring him in a church then? Just set him on fire and put him in the fucking cremate him. You know what I mean? Like why? Everybody knows it. There was a movie that had Whoopi Goldberg and a bunch of other people, and they were all getting back together because the dad had died, and they were trying to get all the stuff together, and so they're trying to get. Have you guys? I don't know if I'm telling something that you've seen. So Whoopi Goldberg wants to get the headstone, and so she has it put. She has the order placed in, and so they're doing all the other stuff to finalize the funeral. And so the kids, she sends the kids to go get the headstone, and all it reads is surly and mean. And so they're arguing. You know, they're fighting and bunks of each other about what they're going to do to tell the mom to that to change the headstone to do something proper, something nice and whatever. And then and then they finally get to her, and they like a whole meeting, and they're telling her, oh, she can't do that, and this blah 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 blah. And then like in the middle of one of them talking, I think she just either she let them all talk, and she's like, it was one of the two, and she's like, okay. And she breaks out these spare scissors, and she sits them on the table, and it is like, what's that? And it's like, those are my favorite scissors. Um, they disappeared about like 5 years ago. I asked him over and over where they were, and he said he had no idea. He didn't know. When he died, I went through his sock drawer. They're in his fucking sock drawer. That headstone stays surly and fucking mean, because that's what he was. And they're just like, God damn, like, yeah, you didn't live with him. You guys, you might have came out of his balls, but you didn't live with him. That motherfucker was surly and mean, and that's what the fuck it's gonna say on his headstone. Oh, he's your dad. Great for you. I knew him a little bit longer than you did, and a little bit more intimately than you did. No, not electric peanut butter. Damn it, dumbass. Go with the other one. It is good though. It's really good. But yeah, they never say bad things about someone. They always preach that like you commit suicide, you'll go to hell. So don't do it. You're gonna go to hell, and then someone commits suicide, and then the preacher's out there and like he is in the embrace. He's in the loving embraces of God now. What happened to all the hell talk? You might be giving these other guys some ideas. Oh fuck, they're not gonna. We don't go. That was all bullshit. It's kind of like Santa Claus. Oh fuck this, I'm out of here, dude. I don't want to go to that fucking test tomorrow. It's a fucking math test tomorrow. I don't want to do that shit. I should write a story where a guy kills himself to get out of a math test because he hates math and he goes to hell. You know what I mean? And he's just such a bastard that like the devil at first kind of likes him. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, you're gonna get along good here. Like, yeah. For too long, he's like, are your feet on my desk? Yeah. Are those my cigars? Yeah. Are those my cloven hoofs? Yeah. Why would anybody watch this? This is so stupid. Holy shit, are those my cloven hoofs? Oh my god. My thing is now, like, is that what we're doing today? Is that what we're doing today? Huh? Riding around, sniffing cocaine, riding on a bicycle? Take your underwear off, go talk to a police officer about prostitutes? Is that what we're doing today? The farther you can take it away from what we're doing today is you win. That's the game. Is that what we're doing today? Huh? Trying to put a keyboard in your underpants? Trying to make a joke about someone, you know? Is that what we're doing today? You just gonna put peanut butter in your ass crack and act like I can't smell it? Is that what you're gonna do today? Is that what we're doing today? Huh? Is that what we're doing today? All right. Oh man, my back is so close to fucking cracking. If it does, I might actually get some fucking pain relief. Jesus Christ. I'll tell you what, I mean, it may not be good for you, but them Oxycontins and shit, I did not feel all this pain. I didn't have to move like all the time trying to find a comfortable position to sit in. Ah, it's like so close to popping. Things are like just. It's like if I could just get to go, and it'd just be like done. They just won't. It's just. But no, as far as writing, like I've decided to kind of that's why I was writing the free book because I've got a lot of other shit in my head, you know what I mean, and I don't want that infecting any of my stories. So when I need to just like vent about politics or you know different various shit, I go to the free book and just start rambling. And I often like do fake segues and like speaking of, you know, what I don't even know what I was talking about before, like the last time I wrote, but it's like speaking of that, and I started talking about something just randomly, totally different, and just start going on, which make then the next time, which reminds me of the time, you know, and then I just start talking about whatever the new thing is. So it's just it's not coherent in any kind of fucking way, really. It's just kind of like I mean, at first it kind of is, and then for a little bit, you're like, okay, now it's starting to make sense again. Okay, now it doesn't make any sense. Okay, it's starting to make a little bit of sense, but now it doesn't make any sense. Thank God this book was free because I would be pissed if I paid for this fucking nonsense shit. What is this, baby talk? With fucking English language, basically. Oh, man. I love the fact that, speaking of writing, there's a writing class in England because John Lennon, his poetry was being analyzed for this. He found out that they were analyzing his lyrics, the Beatles lyrics for specifically his for a specific class. And I believe if I understand it correctly, that's why he wrote "I'm the Walrus." And people try to find meaning. He's like, no, there is no fucking meaning. That was the me. That was the whole reason. That was the whole reason. That there is no walrus. There's no cuckoo. That's not a metaphor for something else. So stop digging. That was my point of me doing this. So when you try to break down what it means, there's nothing there. Stop. Holy fuck. I think there's like a fucking class in one of the like out in Berkeley, not Berkeley, but it's out in California. I think they were doing a class like on studies on either Lady Gaga or fucking Beyonce lyrics. It's like what? What? No one's gonna study Shakespeare. Is that what we're doing today? No one's gonna study Shakespeare like Othello isn't a badass. Is that what we're doing today? We're gonna pretend like history isn't like etched in stone. Is that what we're doing today? Huh? Walk around singing all the single ladies in your leotard. Is that what we're doing today? Getting dressed like Justin Timberlake and his friends on that fucking SNL sketch. Is that what we're doing today? Bring it on down to Holmesville. No, really, is that what we're doing today? I'm telling you, this is way too stupid to watch. Why is anybody watching this? I don't get it. Um, but yeah, there's gonna be again the CD release party or listening party. I always say release. What the fuck is? Oh, that's right. It's out. CD listening party on Wednesday. I don't know what time, but it'll probably be late because I've been waking up pretty late and just doing stuff and doing my exercise when I wake up, and then yeah. So um, this should be pretty cool. I mean, the live aspect keeps you on your toes because you got. I mean, especially I've got the new mixing board, and so there's gonna be like levers to push and shit, and so it's gonna be really kind of fucked up. I'm hoping I got. I think I've got a grip on it. I know I'm gonna mess up, especially if I'm stoned. I'm probably gonna be talking to the microphone for like a bit and then go, "This isn't coming through. I can see the lights not bouncing." Yeah. Okay. There we go. Sorry about that. The microphone was turned off. I know. I know. I thought the family reunion was. I thought I was gonna do pretty bad at that, and it actually went pretty well. But yeah. I performed a couple songs. It's pretty cool. They asked me to do one because I couldn't make it to the one they did in shit. Was it Wisconsin, Idaho? I couldn't make that one, so I filmed a video and sent that. I wanted to do it live, but I didn't know if they had internet out there, and so I did several, and then I sent. I gave it to my uncle, and then I recorded like four extra in case anybody asked for like an encore. Like, oh, see about this too. There's no more. You know what I mean? I mean, and they actually gave me four more to play. But I was like, but do not fucking play it unless anyone asks, and no one asked. So I was like, good, that's great. Because also on top of that, what I did at the family reunion was played those this year. I played those songs, and so they hadn't heard them yet. But I also played some of the songs that they had heard before. So that was cool. But yeah, I had the improv moment because, like I said, I won. We're singing with a little help from my friends, and they're doing the second part is how do you feel when your love is away? Yeah, I mean, is it worried to be alone? How do you feel at the end of the day? Are you sad because you're on your own? And they're supposed to sing that, the first part, and I was like, "Are you sad because you're on your own?" And I announced it to them. I was like, "You guys want to give it a run through real quick and try it?" And they're like, "No, we got it." I'm like, "You sure? You guys see what I'm talking about in the lyric sheet?" And like, "Yeah." And so we get to the point, and I just leave it blank, and I'm just dun, 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 dun. And I start singing my part of it, like, "You guys are not my friends." You guys are not helping to me get high at all. I thought about doing it the Joe Cocker way because that was the first way I heard it, and that was the way that I liked it because it's like all sad and somber. And then I actually I never really paid attention to the lyrics like really closely. It's just, I mean, it's not like I listen to a lot of Joe Cocker, but I mean, the Wonder Years. Come on, man. He making me cry. Uh, that Johnny Depp. He making me cry. Edward Scissorhands. He has a scissors for hands. Um, Yeah, I distract myself to the point I can't remember what the fuck I was talking about. Probably because I'm smoking so much pot, but I don't pop my fucking pills, and that keeps me alive. So I don't give a shit. That's what it's good about eating is because like it hits harder and lasts longer. And so if I'm awake, I'm more like, and if I'm out, other than that, I'm just passed out. And either way, I'm not taking drugs. I'm not popping pills. Crap, my back. So, um, as far as like developing ideas, um, I wouldn't run with the first idea. I mean, if you have a good idea, definitely like make sure to look online, make sure there's nothing else similar to it first, you know, and then if there's even something kind of like similar, investigate to find out how different your idea is from theirs. Like I had this really pissed me off because I was talking to my brother, and like again, like I said, he's never really liked me, so it's whatever. Um, I was telling him he and I need to write on a story together, like because we could probably team up better than the Wachowskis. You know what I mean? We could do a Wachowski brothers thing. We could be the Battle Brothers. And he's like, yeah, we should do that. Because he's an English major. I have crazy ideas, but he's got way better vocabulary and shit. So it would be a good matching. You know what I mean? Like I'm much more of a dreamer. He'd be like that wouldn't work because because he actually studied English. That wouldn't work because such and such and such. Okay, I'm fine. What would work? Blah, blah, blah. Let's do that then. You know what I mean? I'm pliable. I'm malleable. I wanted to make it. I mean, the one thing I like Batman Begins, that whole Christopher Nolan one, is because that it seems like it could actually happen that way. It's not like costumes and whatever. It's actually it's a bit more realistic. A billionaire. Let me look at Elon Musk. If he decided to buy a fucking bat tank, can anyone stop him? Apparently, he can buy the United fucking States. Son of a bitch. But yeah. So I was mentioning to him I had a vampire type story. They're not vampires, but it's in that vein. Like it's heading that direction. It definitely would fall under that, even though they're technically not vampires. Um, and I was gets ready to start. I was like, it's kind of a vampire, and he just immediately like, no, vampires are really going. There's too many vampire stories going right now, and I was like, I got pissed. I mean, at that point in time, I was really getting done and being like talked down to him from him, by him. And so, first off, zombies were really big at that point in time. Vampires were not. Twilight had run its course, and Walking Dead was all the rage. Everybody was doing The Walking Dead. Then there was also the Z Nation. There were other vampire, zombie flicks out there. Zombie movies, World War Z, um, Resident Evil. They're just, it was a bunch of fucking zombie shit going on. It wasn't vampire shit. And on top of that, you think I didn't think of a new way to approach this? That was what's insulting. It's like it's just gonna be a vampire. You think I'm just gonna do like Dracula Part 7 or something like that? What do you think is going on here, man? I've thought of new things, ways to make it different from a vamp. They're not actually vampires. You're not listening to anything besides I said they're kind of it's a kind of a vampire story, and no, fuck you then, man. I was trying to be nice and trying to extend it all. I can write. I'm writing it myself. I'm including it in the Unia stories. They're a race of people. I just added them in to Unia, part of the subplot of what's going on and all that. So I just got another book that goes into Unia. That's the thing. Is a Tale of Two Kings. Yeah, it's an interesting story. But it's like I said, inside this tablet, if even if it dies, I've got it on my SD card. Fortunately, as long as I can get the same reader, I'd be fine. But I've got so many like poems and story ideas. One of them is just like this fucking. I call it who, what, when, where, why, how, and it's supposed to be. I started writing it. It's supposed to be like a Twilight Zone type ish like series of shows, and each one is like just like this fucked up mystery type show. Like like who, what, when, where, why, how. All that shit kind of matters in each one of them. One of those matters, and there's a lot of them. Like I've talked about several of them, a couple of them before, but I mean, I've got a bunch of them in there already ready to go. I mean, they need to be like fleshed out completely and like dialogue written. But to me, I like writing dialogue because, like I said, in this house, there's no one here. So if I go into full on character mode, and just go like, into acting and just start lashing out, whatever, or whatever I need to do for the acting, I can play each of the characters individually, and then just I have a good memory, so I remember what I did. And as I'm writing it out, I'm like, I can see it over. I can see the whole thing, all the pieces I played, overlaid over top of each other, kind of like how you do music. I play guitar. Well, I'll play the drums. That's the bottom line. I know how the drums and the bass and other things, how they all go, because I've written the song. I've learned the song. So I lay the drums down. I come back. I usually lay the bass. Now I've got a good groove to follow to. I come back and play the guitars over top of that. And I'll play a lead guitar over top of that, and then I'll come back and sing over top of that, and I'll do like backup vocals over top of that. And if it needs anything filler, I'll do some keyboard synths on top of that. And then I'll mix it all so that you can hear everything nice and evenly. And that's kind of what I'm doing with inside my mind with the different parts I played. I remember what part I played, and I line them up. You know what I mean? But with I've got a program called Real-Illusion iClone, and it's got a program that lets you turn your Connect into a motion capture. And so with motion capture, I could be actually like acting out the parts. Now what I can do is just act everything out facing the camera, so I can detect my movements very easily. And then just inside, when I get the character, he's got the motions down, just change his position until he's aimed at the person he's talking to. And he's like, "What are you talking about, man? I don't know what you said. What? Why are you?" And then the guy's like, "You're fucking." Yeah, so I'm acting at the screen like this, and I just position him. You're fucking me over. What the fuck? Why would you fuck me over? I had never fucked you over. And it's like all those motions will be there from the motion capture. Like I said, and then if nothing else, I could have the camera. It's a virtual camera, so I could have it moving around the two people and stuff like that. In between them, it's all CGI. It's actually really high quality. It's pretty good quality. And I thought about doing the robber and the thief in there because I have a whole medieval pack, but that I would have to learn the program first. I know how to do like video game editing. I know how to build maps in video games. And so when I saw the editor in that, it looked clearly like that. But then there's a whole timeline which you have to move the characters around. Each character has a timeline. Each object has a timeline in case you need like a chair to knock over. You know what I mean? It's very complicated. And so right now I didn't want to do that. I just want to get the book out. And as I figured, following along with the map should be good enough. Um, But I mean, it would have been really cool to like actually just when they talk about Mornington, like zoom in, and then once you zoom in Mornington, like you actually see the city, so you don't have to use your mind and your imagination as much. But again, I mean, it's not too hard to imagine like I said, a little medieval type hick town, little shit, no paved roads, a lot of horse shit everywhere, um, acres between the farms, maybe three bar, like a bar, one tavern, one inn, in the market squares, one market square. Have their little booths, like a farmer's market type thing, medieval type thing. It's pretty easy to imagine. So, but especially with the map, it's pretty cool because like there's I mean, the different continents and stuff. I made up all the names for everything, pretty much everything. There are a couple ones I didn't even know where I could. There's what was that one I wrote? I was surprised because I got done with it, and when I was done with the story, I was going through, and so my computer, all my computers have an Unaic dictionary. So like Prosagonus, Kellett, Christerian, Terjern, Althan, all these names that I created for my story are in my. I have the English language, and it also has all these Unaic editions. Um, the Tessel trees, I mean, stuff that would get underlined in red, so they're not all underlined in red. Um, but also that way, like when I spell the Marprint Mountains, if I misspell the Marprint Mountains, it's like you misspelled that, and I can right click on just like, oh yeah, AU, okay, yeah, and yeah, the Dralo Valley, Draughlough, and so if you're Northic, it's the Dralo. If you're Dwarven, it's the Drawfluff. Um, because both people are there, and neither one of them have a word that means either anything in there, but in Dwarvish, OUG or UGH is UF, and in the Nordic region, OUGH is Dralo, like OUGH is Dralo. But it's really fun to think of stuff. Like I said, to just be clever. Let your mind just wander and be clever about stuff. And okay, they're not going to have bathrooms. What would they have? That would work. They could still have sewer systems. They had sewer systems in medieval times. But it wouldn't be like an indoor plumbing type thing. No, no. It'd be probably like a public. Yeah, probably more like a public type bathroom. Or your bathroom would be outside, attached to the house. Something where it's not like it is now. And so I wanted to go out to my uncle's cabin, and not to write. Like my sister went out there to write. I don't want to go out there to write. I wanted to go out there when the trees got stripped bare, because the underwoods is the trees are barkless. They're black, solid black, and they usually are pretty stripped, minus the leaves at the very tips. Um, so I wanted to go out there to my uncle's cabin um, when the trees are about that. So this is about the weather, that it would just before it gets to snowy, because it's like 15 degrees out there. That'd be too cold to stay at a cabin. Um, I mean, they have a heater. There's no electricity, but they do have a stove, so I could do that. That'd be easy to do. Um, but uh, the other time they'll get it would be right in the spring, right as it's starting to warm up and all this stuff melts. So I'll go out there for like 3 days, but again, not to like probably like 2 days, but not to write. It's just to like sit there with no electronics. I don't want it. They have a generator. I won't use it. Um, I have one of those like ye old time lanterns that has battery, but it looks like the old time lanterns. So I'll take that with me, so I can be like, who goes there? But if it at nighttime, I'll probably just go to sleep, and then wake up when the sun comes up, and just get into like a natural circadian rhythm. Hopefully, um, make coffee on the cast iron stove, and rough it for like 2 days, and just like while I'm out there, like think of all the. Cause I was already started thinking of like what would they do to pass time, because like there's none. They have instruments and stuff, like acoustic instruments, but I mean, if you don't play, what do you do? And like I noticed how much my family at the family reunion, they love card games. I'm like, oh fuck yeah! And so and then some of my family are into chess, and I'm into chess. And there's this dice game they started playing. I didn't know what they were doing, but you roll like 5 dice, or there's 5 dice to roll. I don't know what it is. And so I was sitting around, like I always hang out by myself, especially family reunions and stuff. And so I was just taking the dice, and there's like 5 of them. I was just rolling them and just tossing them out, and just checking the patterns and stuff. I'm like, oh, two of a kind. And then snatch them up, and then I'd roll them out, and then like, and I started noticing I was hoping that I'd get like three of a kind, four of a kind, or like one, two, three, four, five, or you know. And I was like, oh shit, I just invented a game. It's a game called Chance, and so there's you got to score to 21. So you roll the dice, and here's the deal: is the thing about it is you can play, but it can be played by solitaire, and that it's highly recommended that you do. You just get 5 regular dice, and then you roll them. So one pair is 1 point. Two pair is I think 3 points. I've got the whole listing of the pointing system out. And an instant win is five of a kind, or one, two, three, four, five. Those are the instant wins. Um, Now comes the part where it gets fun, because when you start bringing other people in who also play, that's why I suggest you play by yourself. Because as you roll the dice, you need to spot that shit fast, announce it, and snatch it before they can find something else to fuck you over. If they can find another pair before you can put your hands on those dice, and there's three different types of game. There's laps. There's the three etiquettes: laps, tables, and hover. And then you can decide between like what constitute a lap. You know what I mean? Do you have to be cross in the lap? Do you have to be like this in the lap? If you're playing friendly, you have to stay like this. You know what I mean? This would technically be a lap. And so you're playing friendly. You're like, like three of a kind. Yeah, yeah. And no one's going to counter it. And that's technically how you're supposed to play for the first few rounds while everybody gets used to. Because you got to warm up a bit. Everybody's warming up. But I did make an exception for because my grandfather was a bit of a card shark, and he was badass. So he was explaining to me the rules of euchre, and he was explaining to me about how you can do a loner. And I was like, "What's a loner?" And he's like, "Well, it's basically you have all the cards, and you take all the suits by yourself, but you have to announce that you're gonna do a loner, and you better win all of them, because if you don't win all of them, blah blah blah." And so he's shuffling the cards, and he's getting ready to deal. And I was like, "Man, that'd be cool. I'd love to get a loner sometime." And he's like, "You would?" I was like, "Yeah." He goes, and deals the fucking cards out, and I'm like all the fucking okay. So and I don't know if you play euchre, but like they have the Bauer cards. There's the jacks or the Bowers, and those are the two highest cards: Jack of Spades and the Jack of Clubs. And for this, we'll say, I mean, yeah. So for the Jack of Spades, we'll say Spades for this. To be easy. The suit of Spades. So you got Jack of Spades is the highest. The Jack of Clubs is the next highest. Then the Ace of Spades, King of Spades, Queen of Spades, um, Ten of Spades, nine, eight, seven, six, and I don't think it goes beyond six. Yeah, because the fives are used to keep score, so it might even go to six. I don't remember. It's been a while since I played. Um, Now the suit can vary. Like if it's hearts, then it's the Jack of Hearts, the Jack of diamonds. Yeah, diamonds. Why that? Oh yeah, somebody's my spot. So the Jack of Diamonds. Um, and then if it's diamonds, Jack of Diamonds, Jack of Hearts. So you get it. But so yeah, there's an edge of competitiveness, and my family loves competition. So like when I was what reason I came up with that, I was at first it was just being like a solo game that you could do whatever, and then you could play with other people and try and score to 21. If you don't hit 21, like if you get close, like if you get 18, you need to get three, because if you go over even a little bit, you got to start back at like five. Now, if you want to be cruel, you can add extra penalty for like how far you went over 21, but it's not considered good etiquette. It shouldn't be more than like one mark. I think you can depend. You can adjust where how far you gotta go back. But if you go over 21, you gotta go back. You can always forfeit and go back to 15. Like if you're at 18, you can forfeit and say, "Yeah, I'm not gonna hit that three," and go back to 15, and then try and get a six. You know what I mean? But if you go over, if you get more than three, you have to go back to like I think yeah, it's 10. You have to go back to 10, and then they can apply a penalty per point, one space per point. So like if you go like five over, you're back down to fucking five. If you go 10 over, you're back to fucking zero. So yeah, and so yeah, but for the hover, you can have like the over, you can have like the high, or you have to be up like this. You know what I mean? But you have to like type of kind, and snatch that shit up, before because like they're going to be spotting what they can spot, like, and so they want to call something that's going to be in your favor. You know what I mean? So they're going to wait for you to announce what you want, and you got to get your hand down and get those fucking things. So they got to spot as many. You know what I mean? Like, okay, there's two of a kind, three of a kind, four of a kind, five. Okay, so whatever he says, if he says he wants three of a kind, I'm calling two of a kind because it's going to fuck him over. If he says he wants two of a kind, I'm calling three of a kind to fuck him over. If he wants two of a kind, I'm calling two pair. You know what I mean? Like that kind of shit. And then, if you fuck them over, then they're stuck. It's like fuck. You're stuck with whatever they call for you if you don't get your hands on it. And then you have the person who the dealer is constantly shifting. I mean the scorekeeper is constantly shifting, and the scorekeeper doesn't pay attention. They just pay attention to what the people decide. There's four at least should be at least like three other people besides the scorekeeper. They don't care. They just are supposed to accurately write down what the table decides the numbers are. They're not supposed to get involved, like whether they saw the hand touch the thing or whatever. That's for the person to their left. If they need a judge, the judge gets to call it, unless it was the person who yelled it out. So yeah, there's a bunch of stuff to it, but it should be very fun. And then I reinvented chess so that way the pieces all move differently. Um, I made the pawns a bit stronger. I changed the rooks. Those are no longer attacking. They can now go in any direction, whatever. But instead of um, attack, if someone comes at them, it basically repels them back. The same, like if you have someone straight ahead, the rooks can move forward in a straight line or left to right in a straight line. So if you move forward in a straight line 4 spaces to knock them out, they have to scoot back 4 spaces. It's like a bumper. And so if someone's in your plate and like put your king in check, you can slide that fucker in there. And if you move 6 spots and hit him, he has to move 6 spots away, and he's out of check. You guys out of check. There's no defense stuff in there. The knights have horses, but they can't jump. So I made it where they can attack straight forward, but they can go forward and they can jump one time. So if they need to jump their own people and then attack straight forward, or if they need to go forward, jump over one of your people and attack the person behind, they can do that. The bishop moves diagonally, so I changed that to the snake, and so therefore, how you can go diagonally any direction, either up, forward, back, whatever. But however many you go, like if you go one direction, 1 space left, you have to go 1 space. You know what I mean? And so therefore, it's constantly doing that. And so if you decide to go 3, you have to go 3 that way also. And if someone lands within 1 spot near the head of the near where you landed, they have to do a dice roll, and there's a 50-50 chance that they'll be poisoned. The snake will bite them from getting too close. And so the reason I came up with that is because I was talking to my cousin Dylan, and we were talking about chess because we've played chess before, and so he was sitting there talking about how a lot of the games nowadays have become more statistical. What they're doing nowadays is like as you're moving, they study former like the actual games because they've got them virtualized now. It's because they keep a track, like the championship games. They keep track of knight to king, and they have a number grid and whatever, and they track everything that goes on. And so what they'll do is they'll put those into a computer so that the computer can analyze it and learn how to be a better chess player, as well as blah, 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 blah. So you can actually set it up where it's basically you're kind of playing against like Bobby Fischer, you know what I mean? Because it's got his game moves in there. So it kind of knows how to move like he would. But you can also set up for like to watch the games between two rival competitors and see what they do and how they move their stuff and what they did to whatever. And they're very. I watched one video because they were talking about a new move was invented in chess, and I was like, okay, I didn't think there'd be a new move invented. It wasn't necessarily a new move. It was a new philosophy. The way the guy attacked was a very weird, unorthodox way to move, but it was actually rather brilliant. But whether it was on purpose or how much of it was like the other guy didn't notice, because that does happen. Sometimes you get like, if I get lucky, he won't notice his pawn is moved over here. Okay, he didn't notice. Okay, I'm just gonna leave him right there because no one's over here guarding him. And if they take my queen, give my queen back. You know what I mean? Because no one's noticed that this guy's just sitting right there, chilling out. No one's guarding him or nothing because he's just a pawn. Who really pays attention? Because you're too busy focused on your attack move, so you don't see him just sitting there waiting for you to take his queen. You're trying to get his queen. You get his queen, and he goes, "I want it back," and you're in check because the queen's right on line with the king. You know what I mean? It's that kind of mental thinking that you have to, keep ahead. Take my queen, sure. Give it back. And check. So yeah, but writing is really fun because you can all the problems in the world. You can create a whole world where that shit doesn't exist, or where there's an answer, or you can actually like hypothesize your answers and try and run them, like simulate them, see what would happen. And of course, in your mind, like, oh, then these people would be like. But if you actually get serious and kind of like do the research on stuff and see how people actually behave, you'll probably change your mind about a lot of things, and you may write the story a bit different. Like, yeah. So I just go up on my window. Oh, maybe that thing blew. Maybe some snow blowing away. That's probably some snow blowing off the tree. Um, Unless they're out there reading the meter. I don't know. Sometimes people could also just go into the grocery store or something, because the grocery store is like right over there. I don't shop there anymore. I go try to get on the bus and go all the way to Walmart. Fuckers accuse me of shoplifting. Been shopping at the motherfucker for 9 years, man. And I come in with, I've lost 70 pounds in the last 9 months, and my pants are all baggy and shit. And with the things that are going on, I just really haven't had a chance to buy new clothes. And on top of that, it's still very new to me. I mean, 9 months is a. I mean, I lost like 70 pounds. Well, no, it's 70. That's a bit much. I think it's 60 pounds. Yeah, 230. And like 179. So yeah, it's like 60 pounds, 50, 60 pounds, something like that. But I'm hoping it'll get about 70. Um, that'd be cool. 170 would be really cool to hit, and it's not too far away. It's like 9 pounds away. That's not bad. Shit. Oh, fucking neck, man, it's killing me. But I couldn't get new clothes, and so therefore, I go in and my clothes are all baggy, and the lady's just following me around the store. And I've seen this lady like a bunch of times, but she's got kind of like a scowly face. I'm like, did I do something wrong? And she's like, no. I'm like, okay. And I'm walking, I'm noticing that where I'm walking, she's at, and like, let me guess, I've been flagged for some reason. You guys think I stole something? And she's like, I'm just doing my job. I'm like, that's a yes. Jesus Christ, can you just say yeah? Why you have to be a little fucking cunt about it? You know what I mean? Male or female? Why you gotta be a fucking cunt about it? Be like, just doing my job. Yes, you've been flagged. You've already noticed that I'm following you around. Can I ask what for I've been flagged? You look suspicious. So after 9 years, I suddenly look suspicious. I shop here all the time, and I mainly just come up here to get my water refills. Someone saw you put something in your pocket. Could have been the lids to my water jugs. As I was sitting at the water refill. See, I only have water. I walk straight from the door to the water, and you have cameras. You roll the camera. Show me what I stole. Roll the film. Show me what I stole. Oh, I'm waiting for them to fucking approach me again if I go in there again, because I've been losing weight. I'm like, do I need to strip naked? No, no, no. You started this shit. Either you pat me down right now, or I'm stripping naked right here. I've lost 60 pounds. I've been looking for a reason to show the fuck off. Fucking pat me down and search my bag. for your stolen items that I did not fucking steal, you piece of shit. Oh, and by the way, I recorded the last interaction where you came up to me and asked me if I shoplift anything, and I told you no. Why are you bothering me? And you said, "Oh, I just someone just told you I put something in my pocket." So for the third time I've been in the store, someone just mentioned I put something in my pocket. I don't know anything about that. Oh, you don't know anything about that. Okay, you're the manager, right? Right. And I'm guessing you can't tell me who exactly said I put something in my pocket, can you? Can you show me the footage? No, you can't. Did you bother checking the footage? No, you didn't. I tried to tell the guy, man. I in my younger days, I rolled with the guys that fucking stole and shit and did that shit. They didn't when they were going to steal. They didn't dress like I dress. I dress like I dress to go in and to be a distraction because they're all Hawkeye watching me, especially in the South. A brown guy coming in, fucking. I had a sock hat kind of like this, except I had like long fucking hair down to here. Wore a bunch of fucking crazy necklaces that just had junk on it and shit. Fucking holy jeans, baggy ass fucking jeans. I'm come walking in with my fucking glasses on and shit. You know, my gloves. Like I'm still the same fucking dude I was in the '90s. And I come walking in there looking stoned as fuck, and they're just like, we see you, and they're following, walking me around. I'm like, go ahead, follow me, fucking follow me. Go ahead, dude. My friend's coming in a few minutes. He's the one that you should be watching. The clean cut white guy. That's what you should be watching. But you're watching me, so go ahead. Go. Matter of fact, pull my police record. You're gonna find parking tickets. That's all you're ever gonna find. Like it's not even parking. It's driving without insurance. That's all I've got. I don't even have fucking running a red light. I don't have a wreck. I don't have nothing on my shit. I'm clean as a fucking bean, baby. Pull my record. Call the cops. That's what I'm gonna tell them if I go in and call the cops. Because if you don't, I'm going to. And if they won't get here, I'm like, you need to get here. Because if there's not, there's gonna be a scene here in about 30 minutes. There's gonna be a naked man walking through this grocery store, trying to prove that he didn't steal anything. And they're gonna be calling you, saying you gotta come get this psychopath out of our fucking store because he's fucking naked as shit, walking down the frozen food aisle. And there is shrinkage. It was bigger before he got the frozen. I gotta give it to him. It was before he got to the frozen. It was. Once that cold air, that dude just shrunk up like a turtle, a shriveled, scared turtle. It's like, no, I will not come out of my shell. Why are you watching this? What is wrong with you? What the fuck is your problem? Why would you watch this? It's even weirder as if it wasn't even in your language. Because I did Cheap Gear guys got viewers. I got subscribers in like Russia. I got subscribers in fucking China. I got subscribers in Brazil. He's like, this guy's an. That's probably what it is. Someone's documenting exactly how stupid I am, aren't you? You're at the documentary crew say that. That's exactly how stupid I am. You're with the crew that's filming everything, making sure that we get it good. How about this right here? How is that? Is that good? Is that all right? Whenever you saw someone walking up like that, you probably think they were a painter, wouldn't you? Oh, you say at least they're supposed to have an accent. If they didn't have an accent, you'd be so pissed. Like, what's up, guy? No, no. Your name's supposed to be Pierre or something. No, no. Take off the hat or get an accent, you motherfucker. Shouldn't you have like a black and white striped shirt or something? No. Is that what we're doing today? You're just gonna act like this hat isn't fucking crazy? Like you're saying? Is that what we're doing today? Just gonna smoke pot and fucking wear a silly hat? Yeah, that's what we're gonna do today. You finally got it right. For once, Sean, you finally got it right. You do you win the game? No, you're supposed to do it wrong. Of course, you got it wrong. You got the game wrong. You got what we're doing today right. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And that's not the point of the game. Oh man, that's called what we're doing. Yes, it's called what are we doing today? Is that what we're doing today? Is that what we're doing today? Oh my god, I can't wait to break that out, especially someone who doesn't know. That's gonna be the best part about it. Someone who doesn't know that it's is that what we're doing today? I'm gonna be riding the bus. Is that what we're doing today? Huh? Drinking a newspaper and smoking on a fucking Charlie Chocolate Factory sandwich? Is that what we're doing today? And just get off the bus, and then let's leave them in that fucking stew of what the fuck. This guy almost like reamed me out for smoking a Charlie Chocolate Factory stew. What? I don't even know what the fuck. I think he was high. He had to because he was looking mad. Is that what we're doing today? Huh? You just gonna drink a newspaper? Is that what you're gonna do? Huh? Is that what we're doing today? Mr. Magoo? Especially if it's like a guy that looks like Bill Nye, or something like that. Yes, the point of the game is to be as absolutely ridiculous and as wrong as possible in what we're doing today. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with me sometimes. And I don't even really care. I'm long past giving a shit. I just don't know what it is that's wrong. I don't know anybody else like this. What the fuck? Oh shit, I wonder if Mike has time to fucking talk, man. I forgot to check on that. Oh man, I'm not even on Facebook. Shit. I might have to let you guys go. Oh no, he hasn't written yet. Alright. Alright. So yeah, Charles gonna have a band meeting today because it took a little while for our first song to get together, um, but we got it all together, and man, it's sounding tight as shit. And there was no problem. It's just like we're working out the ironing between the transmitting files, and now that we got that worked out on that first song, the second song went fast as shit. And so I'm sure future songs will go fast as shit too, which is really cool because like we can't write in real time because he's in Canada and he doesn't have as much time. We have that jam Kazam, so we can like this song we worked on today. Dead Eye Dream is a song we both worked on. We both wrote part of it. Fix my hat if I can. Fuck the hat. So Dead Eye Dream. We both, he wrote part, I wrote part, and it turned out really, really cool. Um, and so I had to like nail down the root part so that he could go ahead and lay his guitar parts, and then I like my and so we've got it at basically a pre-production stage where it's about ready to start mixing whatever. I'm probably gonna have to relay my guitar parts to get them a little bit tighter. His are good. Um, we're gonna do like a handoff on the guitar on the lead. There's two parts of the lead, and I played the whole thing to give him an idea of what I was hearing. I'm not the best lead player. He can do a lot better than I can. So what he was talking about is like swapping between the two. And we've done songs like that before in the past. On Believe, we both solo on that, and then on Blight on the Sun, Blight on the Sky, Blight on the Sky, we both play on that. Both of those are off of my actually Believe, Blight on the Sky, Underachiever, and The Suffering. I think those are all. Oh yeah, that's probably why that's my favorite album. That's always been my favorite album. The Sound of a Purposeful Gun. Because I think all four of those songs are on there, and all four of them have Mike, dude. Every song that he's done in mine, has made the song so much fucking better. Um, Dude, like I said, he just knows how to put fucking the notes in the right places. It's fucking genius, dude. And like BB King, it's not necessarily about the speed. It's about what notes, where you play, and where you play them. And that dude's got a fucking musicianship like a fucking beast, dude. It's fucking crazy. But yeah, I mean, it's since people tuning in and whatever. I wish you, if you guys had, it was about writing. If you have any questions or anything, I'd be happy to answer anything. I don't know if I've gone through all my stuff. Um, I'd recommend lecithin, soy lecithin. Is another one that helps with your brain, helps your brain function better. The first couple of times you take it, um, they recommend listening to music, and I did, because you'll hear it differently. It's kind of like the first time I smoked pot. Up until that point, when you see a tree, you see like the tree and you see the leaves, and you know there's individual leaves, but you don't see them. The day after I smoked pot, I went out to the street. My parents didn't. I thought they didn't know I smoked, so I went out to the road to smoke a cigarette, and I was out there smoking a cigarette, and the wind blows, and I can just see like all the individual shades of every individual. I actually saw the tree. You know what I mean? I saw the tree rather than just seeing a block. You know, the tree that's there. Yes, and proud of it, Joshy boy. Why don't you go talk to your mama? Get a bottle. Fiending status? No, my shoulder hurts. This right here is almost dislocated, and so it hurts right there. As far as anything else, this one says fuck, and this one says you, and then like all the no tracks there say fuck, and that says yourself, and then this one usually says fuck your mom. Well, she actually asks for it more often than not than anything else. Do you want to keep going or no? I can go all day. Just ask your mom. I can go all fucking day, asshole. I'm much smarter than you. Your best to just go fuck off. So yeah. Um, Nothing to say, I guess. Looky there. Troll Slayer wins again. Um, but I don't know. It's a weird world. Like, why would you just join in and pop off like that? So yeah, this arm feels like almost dislocated. Like right here, there's a almost like a deficit in muscle compared to this side. It's like I don't know if can you see how it just dents in. It shouldn't do that. See, it just doesn't do that. This one's fucking just like dents in, and it's like pinching on a nerve that makes. I've checked my like I started freaking out. I thought it was like a heart attack or something. This whole arm is just going numb like very frequently. Not numb, like I can still use it obviously, but it just like it's very tingly, um, which sucked because we went on that family reunion thing and we would do like climbing some fucking trees to there was a zip line, and so I did the zip line, and that was whatever. But there's a thing called the leap of faith, and so I signed up for that shit because I didn't know what it was. But I mean, fuck it, it sounds good, Why not? Why the fuck not? They're talking about like some kind of blindfold and jumping off a thing to whatever. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Why not? and so I signed up. But they require a minimum of 4 people have to sign up. So nobody else signed. I think Sawyer signed up, and then fuck, this shoulder hurts like a motherfucker. Um, God, I got in the right position. There, it just fucking aches. There we go. That's better. Um, so he signed up, and then like the next day, I signed up again. He signed up, and then Caden's wife Lexi signed up, and so they were gonna do it, but I think it got rained out, and or was that the day that they actually did it? Oh yeah, he sure is tweaking, Joshy boy. Go suck your mama's tit again. You're laughing at that? You're laughing that he's tweaking? That's got you like riotously rolling on the floor and tears rolling down your face? Are you a buffoon? Or are you just an imbecile? A moron? What's going on with you, Joshy boy? Were you not breastfed? Were you weaned too soon? Did your dad molest you? Did you want him to? All those are very bad problems, Joshy boy. And you should keep them to yourself before you start coming out talking in public. So it's not even like annoying or anything. It's just like a gnat. It's like, what? What are you doing, dude? You're not gonna win. That's you, buddy. Sorry to hearn. Sorry to hear. That's you, buddy. Sorry to hear. I'm going to go ahead and give you the Darwin Award because you are definitely going to kill yourself in some stupid fucking toaster accident type fucking thing. I'm just going to go ahead and give it to you so you don't have to receive it posthumous. Posthumous means after you die. I don't know if you know that. I don't want to denigrate. That means to talk down to you. I don't want to do that because I know that your brain doesn't quite work like normal people's do because you have to wear that helmet, so you don't like fall over because they're worried about you. That would probably explain those fucking shoes that you got to wear. But Joshy boy, I'm serious. You're not going to win this. You should just go ahead and check out now, because roaches check in. But I'll be damned if they check out, motherfucker. I'll be goddamn if they check out. They don't. They don't. At least they don't have all their legs when they check out. You know what I mean? Something happens to them. They don't pay the right amount of money to guard their legs, and then a guy visits during the night, and he kind of takes 3 of their legs. They got 3 more. They'll be fine. They got an extra antennae. They don't need 2. Joshy boy, when my friends come to visit you tonight, you're not gonna like it, Joshy. I'm telling you to stop now, Josh. You don't want to go here, Josh. Joshy. If you had a time machine, go back and just fuck yourself this whole day so that you never sign in here. Because once I find out your IP address, Joshy boy, which isn't hard to do because I used to work for DSL, then it's on. Oh, okay. Tier 2 technician, DSL. Would you like to see the awards? 98% first call resolution, you fuck ass. I love when people see that the thing is that you don't know, Joshy, is that so many people tell me that do your worst, and within a month they're asking me to have it stop. But once it starts, it's no longer in my control, Josh. That's the problem. I'm sorry. Once it starts, it's no longer in my control. So, I would just stop now. I'm not even fucking around. Just stop now, okay? You had your fun. You joined in. You were disruptive. You were a class clown. Can we all admit that Joshy boy is so fucking funny and he's so great? Yay! Keep lying to yourself. Are you looking in a mirror as you're saying these things, or what's going on, man? What's happening? Are you having a breakdown? Who touched you? Who hurt you? Why are you?
You'll be here, ain't stopping shit, make me. Oh, I'm not asking, dude. I won't be the one making you. That's what I'm trying to tell you, Josh. You're not understanding. You're still thinking on a very like linear level. You're not thinking spherically, Josh. And that's the problem. You're not thinking properly. The live about you, and I'll take the subs. Go right ahead, Josh. There's 3 people in this room. They're free to join you anytime they want. This is the United States of America. Anyone can sub to anything they want to. But the thing is, you're not coming off as good as you think you are. You're coming off very bad. It's very, very sad. I know. So just sit there and wait, asshole. That's what targets do. Sit there and wait. Okay? I'm not saying it's gonna be 5 minutes. I'm not saying it's gonna be 10. Sit there and wait. You can talk all your shit you want, but when they get there, just understand I can't stop it, Josh. You understand that? Okay, so anyways, as I was saying, before Joshy boy took his mommy's titty out of his mouth and decided to think he's cool, you're gonna learn something, Josh. It's not gonna be fun. It's gonna. I feel bad for you. That's why I was worried. I'm more worried about you than fucking bothered. Like I said, once it starts, I can't stop it, and I hope you know that. As I said, the funny thing is how many people say go ahead and do your worst, and within 1 month, they're begging me to make it stop. And once it starts, Josh, I can't stop it because I don't control it then. Do you understand? I'm trying to tell you now, this isn't my first experience with this. It's not. Trust me, dude. Please trust me. It's not a good idea what you're doing. Okay, anyways, you've been warned and I'm done with you. So you can go ahead and talk all you want. I've just been trying I've been trying to help you. Okay? I've been trying to help you. We're done. We're moving on. Back to writing. Taking lecithin in the same way that I was talking about before with the Nariva and shit, and smoking pot, waking up the next day. You go on and have the if you go listen to music, you instead of like you hear the music coming at you, but instead of like hearing you'll hear all the different parts, the horns. You'll see all the leaves of the tree. It's really cool. It's a really cool thing to do. Again, soy lecithin. There's another type of lecithin. I can't remember what the fuck it's called. But there's Nariva, and then if you don't want to go full Nariva, there's a generic version from Equate. It's basically the same thing, and uh, that's what I'm taking now because the Nariva worked really, really well, and this is working very well too. The main thing I would watch out for is because if you have like heart issues or anything like that, one of the main ingredients is cherry coffee, but it doesn't say anything about caffeine. So I think you'd be fine. You know, I'm fine. I have AFib and I don't have any problems. So um, yeah, and just anything to kind of make you look at the world a little bit differently, whatever that is, whether it's meditation, whether it's listening to the ASMR, whether it's sound baths, whether it's whatever, anything that gets you to kind of look at the world differently. Because there's nothing. I mean, writing should take you away to someplace else, shouldn't it? If nothing else, it should. Why would you write about something that's entirely possible just by walking out your door? Um, I think there's a ton. I think there's a ton of writers out there that could do um, a lot better, but because mediocrity kind of sells well, unfortunately, um, People don't want to take the time to develop and get the same things that are going on with music. They expect you to show up. The band is supposed to show up at the recording studio with the music done. No need for production. No need for whatever aside from like mixing and mastering at the end. And then back in the day, in the 80s, even up to the 90s, the band would move into the studio, even for a week or so, but if nothing else, while they're writing the songs, there's like a producer, an engineer, someone there that's kind of like a musical ear going, what if we do this? What if we do that? What if we add this effect? Instead of that amp, why don't we try this amp? You know, I mean, someone there that's kind of, it's building along with it, the sound along with the song, you know, and the recording to make each song good. They don't do that with your shit, you know, show up with your shit and be ready to play. And yeah, they hit record and they record you and you pay your amount and you get out of the studio and they mix and master and they put the thing out and it's mediocre. Whereas if they spent like, you know, the same amount of time, like a week or so working on the song like they used to, we probably would have a lot more great music, not just good music. And so, and that's not to say that my music is great or anything like that. It's to say that my music is could use a producer to come in and tell me what I need to do to tighten things up and make things better, to make it less boring in certain places, you know, and to make it more fluid. Because if you even listen to like Red Hot Chili Peppers, Mother's Milk, the original versions of like Knock Me Down, I really like that song. So if you haven't heard it, by all means check it out. But just know that the album version is different from the version they wrote. The version that they wrote is really long, and so therefore it just gets droning. It just gets droning. It's the same thing with like Smells Like Teen Spirit. If you listen to that, like the actual version of it, the solo, the guitar solo in the center there is twice as long, and you're just kind of like, dude, what? Why would? You, especially after you're hearing the radio version. The radio version is short. Maybe if you heard the original version first, it would be like, you know, don't cut it short. But like you know, you're ready for it to go back in, and it just kind of goes through it again. You're just kind of like, Days the New had a similar thing with their song "Touch, Peel, and Stand." Um, it's just different parts that like a producer comes in and says that's too long and cuts it and shortens the pieces up together, and you need that because that person is like listening to it as an audience member, not as a band member. The band members listen to it as the song is really cool, and the audience is going, it is. Now let's get to the next one, you know. So it's kind of like the same thing when you go to like a concert. They really don't want the audience doesn't really want to hear any of your like your newer stuff. They really want to hear like the classic stuff, unless like the new album is kind of climbing the charts really good. You know, like new Nirvana. Of course, they'd want to hear that. New, you know, like a new huge band, but like a new like lesser smaller band. No one really gives a shit. It's true. It's just no one just gives a shit because everybody's competing for your time, especially nowadays with streaming services, with I mean, there's free audiobooks out there. There's free podcasts. There's free music. You know, again, all my shit's free. Mine's the stuff when I got signed to Blue FX. So yeah, I just give it away. I don't give a shit. I've never cared about money. I don't give a fuck about money. That's why I never put commercials on my videos. Um, that's why I hid the ones all my reviews that were actually getting views. I hid them because Microsoft, I'm a YouTube put commercials on my on my videos, and I hate commercials. And so they were just fucking around with me, and I was like, you know what? I know how to fix your asses. You're making money off of me, not the other way around. I hide those fucking videos and make them private. They're still in your server, taking up your fucking space, and no one can get to them except for me. They've been up for like 10, 12 years. What difference does it make? They only get, I mean, there's the couple of them, like the Behringer C1 and a few things people want to know about, like some of the cheaper review that I did back in the day. But yeah, it'd have to be some pretty old stuff that for someone to want to, you know, do like watch one of my reviews because I don't know, I just stopped doing it. There's so many people that started flooding the market with it, you know, and they had much better setups.
I never had a good setup. I mean, I had green screen and lights and stuff, but I just didn't feel authentic doing that way. You know, it felt like a product production, and I always bought the stuff that I had. I was never gifted anything or never, you know, whatever. So I tried actually bought the cheap gear, and if I actually liked it, or if I didn't, I'd go up and I would just do a review of it and let people decide whether they like the sound of it. You know, do as high quality audio as I could. Um, and I was just doing that for like a kind of a public service. When I first went out looking, I went on YouTube looking back in 2010 for a review of the Phonics Summit and the Behringer C1 because I was trying to buy one, well, one of each, and I couldn't find anything. So when I got mine, like I said, I could decide either just, you know, be greedy and sit on the shit myself, or I could fucking lend a hand and pass out a, you know, do a review. I went ahead and did a review. Started Cheap Gear Guy. There's a guy in Russia that's still going by Cheap Gear Guy, and I don't care because I haven't used the name in fuck for a while. I prefer he went by the Cheap Gear Guy, you know, rather than just Cheap Gear Guy because I'm kind of known as Cheap Gear Guy. But he hasn't put anything up. I subscribed to him because I mean, he didn't have any subscribers, so I subscribed to him. You might be like, oh no. I'm like, no, I'm not trying to, like, you know, if I was trying to threaten you or anything like that, I would have been like, hey man, why are you using my name? But again, I haven't used it in so long. Why shouldn't someone use it? It's a good name. But I still would prefer that he went by the Cheap Gear Guy. Oh man. What time is it anyways? Oh man, I've been on here for 2 hours. Holy shit. Why does anybody watch this? That's my question. I keep asking that. Can't figure it out. It's 2 o'clock. I mean, technically, I could take my meds. Sunday, fuck it. I ain't got shit to do. Merry Christmas to me. Nice band. Why don't people announce who's here? That's what I don't get. People watching, no one's saying who's here. I'd like to just know who I'm talking to, who's watching. I know what kind of people actually would want to watch this. What's entertaining about this? I don't know. If you just want to hear me talk, I've got that book. You know, you can just listen to 10 hours of me just talking. It's actually be entertaining instead of me just sitting there just trying to think of something to say. Yeah. Hmm. That's why I was wondering why someone was laughing at one of my comments. It's always good when someone gets you. Why was someone laughing at my comments? What did I say that made you laugh? Oh, that was funny. That was supposed to be funny. Yeah. Thinking about putting on some music and just going doing something. I don't know. You want to have anything to say? Or are you just going to sit here and just watch me do this? I can do this for like all day. I don't know. I want to be entertaining. I don't know what the hell is What the hell's entertaining about this shit? Why would you watch? Everyone else is tuning in and dropping out. I'm like, see, they understand. They know what's going on. They get it. This is nothing worth watching. Apparently, someone's getting something out of it. I feel bad about ending it because, like, if you guys are watching it and having fun, then I hate to take away your fun. Is it the stupidness? Is that what's appealing about it? The fact that I just brazenly don't give a shit about how dumb I am. Oh, I thought I saw a message pop up. I was gonna say, oh, fucking finally, someone's gonna say something. Holy shit. I'm just thinking about myself. I'm in a glass cage of emotion. Oh my god, I watched Anchorman the other day. That shit's so good. Oh my god. He just kicks the fucking dog off the bridge. Oh my god, that's so good. Guess what? Now this has happened. Oh man. So yeah. I guess I should keep this about writing, shouldn't I? Somewhat. So I guess another thing you need to do is decide, like, where you belong. I guess. I find that I tend to find myself belonging in something like a Wizards Warriors type world, or you know, futuristic type thing. Um, but I don't belong here. As I don't. I've never felt like I belong here. Um, Again, gives you all the more reason to go drift off and dream about stuff. So, but I thought those were pretty cool. Those two ideas about, like, when you get writer's block, it's usually you're in the way of the creativity coming through you. You're trying to make it do something instead of letting it do something through you. And the other one is, like, if you can't figure out what you want it to be, figure out what you don't want it to be. Those two were pretty good ones for me. I thought those were good. They helped me a lot within my writing. Um, Damn it, it hurts. Neck and back hurt bad. Hopefully that meds kick in soon. This is getting 2 hours, and I won't say I don't have anything to say, but I got tons to say. It's just, I doubt any of it's interesting to anybody. So I'm gonna probably head out. 2 hours and 2 minutes, and there's 2 people and 2 likes. So sounds like a good time to head out. Um, Again, if I don't see you before then, have a Merry Christmas. This has been entertaining or whatever the fuck it's been. I don't know why anybody would watch this. I might be back with another one later tonight. I don't know. I come up with ideas. When I come up with ideas and stuff, instead of posting on, like, Facebook anymore, I come here and just talk about it. One, I can just rant for a long time, and I don't have to type anything. That's the second part. I hate typing. Anyways, take care.